Election day gets closer and more of you head out to vote early. We want to make sure you know all of the information before you head to the polls.
This afternoon, Anthony Montalto spoke with the two state Senate candidates vying for the District 18 seat, incumbent John Kennedy and Democratic challenger Chris Benton. Anthony takes a closer look at the candidates' platforms.
I met up with both the candidates for Georgia State Senate District 18, and they actually do share some common ground when it comes to some issues like education. But like all political candidates, they also have their differences. So let's talk about them. Republican John Kennedy, the incumbent, first elected in 2014.
I get great satisfaction out of solving problems and helping my constituents.
Democrat Chris Benton, his challenger, hoping to bring a different viewpoint to the office.
They don't live my life and the life of most of the people in this district, and I want to bring our perspective to the Senate.
Both candidates place an emphasis on education and making sure schools are well funded.
Doing things like teacher pay raises, doing things like making sure that the education budget is funded, doing things like making sure that the classrooms are there to teach and not be a vehicle to have divisive policies.
I want to make sure that we're allocating funds to rural school districts that really need it. One of the things we've seen is that there is a resource gap and an opportunity gap for students in rural schools as opposed to metro schools.
Benton also wants to focus on affordable health care, ending gerrymandering, and legalizing cannabis.
Legalizing sports betting and cannabis will increase revenue without increasing income taxes. And with that additional revenue, we can invest in our infrastructure, we repair our streets, and we can invest in our education without raising taxes.
Kennedy is campaigning on his record in the state Senate and wants to invest further in policing while pledging to cut more taxes.
Families in Middle Georgia and certainly around the state that are suffering because of inflationary pressures on everything, gas to groceries and everything in between. We're now looking at maybe some difficult economic times ahead.
Now, just some fast facts about this Senate seat. It covers a huge portion of central Georgia, from Thomaston to Fort Valley, Perry, parts of Macon, Bibb, and even up north to Forsyth. You're probably going to see this race on your ballot. In Macon, Anthony Montalto, 13 WMAZ News.
If you want to vote early, there's still plenty of time. The last day to vote early is November 4th. Head to 13WMAZ.com for a list of early voting times and locations.